Hi, I'm Deacon David, and today we're going to read A Song of the Stars. It's a Christmas story, and it's written by Sally Lloyd Jones. And the paintings, the illustrations, are by Allison Joy. A Song of the Stars. The world was about to change forever, and it almost went by unnoticed. But the leaves that night rustled with a rumor. News rang out across the open fields. A song drifted across the hills. The wind whispered it softly in the sycamore trees that waved their moonlit branches to the sky. A barn owl took flight. Woodland creatures stirred. It's time. It's time. In the pine woods, two deers raised their heads. A brown bear sniffed the air, and a red fox darted. The faces of little flowers lifted to the skies. It's time. It's time. The skies shouted it to the seas, that thundered it to the waves, that roared it to the great white whales, that sang it to the starfish in the deep. And tiny sandpipers danced it on shining sands. It's time. It's time. The running rivers bounded over boulders, and the otters clapped and played and sang to the ducklings that splashed and quacked to the salmon that leaped and leaped. And tiny field mice and insects and little creeping things and sparrows and robins and every single blade of grass squeaked and hummed and chirped and sang. It's time. It's time. Wild stallions drummed it to the ground. Get ready. Get ready. Be glad. Be glad. On a lonely peak, a lion raised its strong head and roared it out to the empty wilderness. The mighty king, the Prince of Peace. All the stars joined together in a chorus that rang out through the heavens. The bright and morning star. And on the hillside overlooking a little town, sheep nuzzled with new lambs. It's the Good Shepherd. Suddenly, angels lit up the whole sky, and a great choir sang out loud. It's time. He's come. At last, he's here. And in a little town, in a little shed, in a little window, a candle flickered in the dark. And a tiny city rang out in the cold night air. And high above, a single star set in the highest heavens shone our brightness over all the others and poured down silver light onto the little shed, a light to light up the whole world. The animals stood around the bed, and the whole earth and all the stars and sky held its breath. The one who made us has come to live with us. And a young mother with no place to rest, nowhere to stay, kept it as a song inside her heart. Our Redeemer. And they gazed in wonder at God's great gift, living on a bed of straw, wrapped in rags, a tiny little baby. Heaven's Son, sleeping under the stars that he had made.